Hey, what's up, guys? It's Thomas here from Team Pharaoh. We're talking here with you with our video on what we think is going to be happening to the ban list. There's been a lot of talk about this first card right here, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and I'm a dragon player myself. And I mean, there's a lot of debate on whether the card needs to still be at 1, needs to be at 2. The deck is still topping YCS's with only 1 red MD. I think that says a lot about the deck. You still don't have that first round OTK power with that Future Fusion play. So I think that this card right here is perfectly fine to come to 2, especially if you run double bottomless trap hole. It doesn't matter, you automatically stop it. It's good. Now, this card gets a lot more talk than that card because you either love it or you hate it. We're talking about Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. Again, you love it or you hate it. Most people hate this card, but the other people that do play it love it. If you love it, don't ever want to hear anything about banning it, but most people want to hear it banned. My option to you, Konami, is if you ban it, you put this card right here to 2. You put Chaos Sorcerer to 2. It will bounce it out. It's a less powerful version of BLS. I don't think they're going to ban BLS because it's a really high-priced card. Only certain decks run it, and it's not even a big problem in this format right now because only certain decks can run it, and the decks can run it are very, very few. So if you hit BLS, give us Chaos Sorcerer back to 2, please. We're going to talk about one of the brokest Magic cards we have out right now, which is Rekindling. This card is ridiculous, especially with Fire Fists. Them allowing to go first turn, open to all monsters, and then second turn open up with a draw on Rekindling, and there's like 4 cards in the graveyard. Just not fair.
Especially works with anything like levels and stuff like that.
Yeah, anything that's fire, like, yeah, not.
And at 3?
At 3 of them, and you can only get them at common. And
there's no cost. It's ridiculous.
The cost is nothing, so it's always a plus. It's always like a +2 to 5. It's bad. You thought Megalo was bad. You thought other cards were bad. Rekindling, it's a Magic card. You can get a common, and you don't even have to get a holo, and it's like 25 cents online. The card's broke. Put it at 2 or 1. I'm okay with it at 2. Just don't give them 3. Next card I need to talk about, it's been topping YCS as well. Abyss Megalo. This card is... I play this deck, and I will be the first to tell you this card is broken. We did get more support, though, with the new pack that came out. And you can get Abyss Sled, I think I'm saying it right.
Sled.
He's 2700. He's almost the exact same as Megalo, but a little different. Wording's different. I think that Mermail players like myself will be okay with seeing Abyss Megalo go to 2. I think 2 will be fine, but cutting it down to 1 is like our red MD for that deck, and I don't know if it'll work right with 1. So 2, maybe 1. Don't ban the card. You ban the card to kill the deck.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this card right here, Solemn Judgment. This card should go to 2 because it should give bad players the option to kill themselves, because it's that, and Judgment allows you to stop so many plays. Like, it allows you to, like, protect yourself when you can't do anything, and it allows you to, like, stop everything that's going on. It allows you to dictate how your opponent is playing. It's like, oh, you want to do that? No, you know what? I'm going to play my second Judgment. Then you know that they're already down so many life points. Give the player the option to do that stuff. And it really... It should never have gone to 1, in my opinion, because if you really think that that card that your opponent's playing down is that powerful that you have to pay half your life points, let them make that decision on their own. Other cards that are on this list that we don't really have in front of us because we're not really talking about them. Card that's been talked about a lot online, Monster Reborn. People say this card is so broken. And it goes on the list, then it comes off the list, then it goes back on the list, and then it comes back off the list like it is right now. It gets broken, it gets abused, it gets put on the list, we miss it, we try to put other things back to substitute for it, for like premature burial and stuff like that, and then Monster Reborn gets put back in the list, and Premature Burial or cards like that get put back on the ban list. So it flip-flops. I think Konami's going to be at that point where they're going to be starting to make another more balanced Monster Reborn card. They tried to do that with Monster Reincarnation, where you ditch a card, then you bring it back to your hand. That it didn't work, it didn't take off. So that's up in the air. I really don't know. Every other card, I mean, is up for grabs though for the ban list. I would like to see Shein. Yes, Legendary 6 Samurai Shein back to 2. It'll give Samurai players a really good actual wanna play for that deck. I think that's fine.
I think we'll see that a lot more if that happens.
Yeah, I think that it'll give life to that deck again.
More than it already has.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like it's beating every single deck out there with one Shein. I mean, 2 is fine. Just don't give them 3. 3 would be like giving a Dragon player 3 Red MD and 3 BLS and 3 Chaos Sorcerers. It's just, yeah, not going to happen. Black Whirlwinds for
Black Wings.
Black Wings, that magic card, why, yeah, give it to him at 2. It'll give the deck a play. Logia. Yeah, my list, my notes are ready. Because I didn't want to pull out a whole bunch of cards and be like, this card, no. Logia is a solemn judgment on a steroids. It's not only a monster that can attack over things, it's just really good. It should go down to 1. People are going to disagree, but you know what? You have a solemn judgment already. If you have Logia, that's 2, and if judgment goes back to 2, like it should be, like it should have always been, you'd have 3, and if you run more than 1 Logia, that's kind of ridiculous. Other cards, Spore. Why is Spore at 1? Give it to them. They can only use the effective Spore once. It's just a tuner. It's really not that bad. Abyss Sphere. Yeah, that card needs to go to 2. That card's kind of mean, especially if you have 3 Megalo and you just open triple Abyss Sphere and you're like, come at me, and you just flip them all over and just go, well, you want to? No, you can't. Thank you. It sets you up. Wind Up Rat, Magician, or Shark. Magician should go to 1, Shark should go to 1, and Rat should go to 2. People are going to be like, no, it shouldn't. It should do the other way. I don't care. As long as 2 of them go to 1 and 1 of them goes to 2, I think it's fine. It slows windups down. The windups are controlling this section right now, and it is really killing people. Macrocosmos, it's a card I hate with a passion. It needs to go to 2. Main decking 3 Macrocosmos is ridiculous. That means I have to run as a Dragon player 3 Lila, 3 Raikou, 3 MST, a Heavy Storm, and maybe a Dust Tornado. Why? Get rid of Macrocosmos, put it down to 2, we'll call it even. Thank you, Konami. TG Striker needs to go to 2. I don't see why it ever was where it was at. That's my horrible handwriting. Pot of Avarice, another really super broken card that needs to either get banned or put to 1. Do something with it. It's kind of...
It is at 1.
It is at 1?
Yeah. Duh.
Okay, never mind. I get people have been telling me that Pot of Avarice is broken as broken could be. Because it's a plot. It's not only say I'm playing Dino Rabbit. First hand, boom, Rabbit to the field, second turn, tour guide, I've got 5 in the graveyard already. Pot of Avarice. I get all 5 of them back to my deck. Shuffle, draw 2. That's like a plus. What?
+1.
No, because I'm getting all 5 of those cards back. It's
Plus
so many.
Means to your hand,
it's so many pluses. It's not even fair to your opponent. The only way it's fair is if you're playing Gravekeepers, you just go, "Oh, that's cute. All right, let's just get rid of your whole hand." You know, I mean, it's not.
I hate Gravekeepers.
Gravekeepers are mean. Other cards that people are gonna talk about that are oh, we want this Sinister Serpent. People are saying take it off the ban list. It was put on the ban list for a reason. It was put on the ban list because you banned the whole deck that was in, and it stayed that way. It's been like that for 4 or 5 years that card's been there. Sinister Serpent, I'm sorry, you're going to stay on the ban list because you are part of that group, and it's just going to stay that way. Other things that Wind Up Factory. Put Wind Up Factory to 2. Please. If you do nothing else to wind ups, move Factory to 2 or 1.
I think 2's sufficient. I think if you put it 1, it's going to kill it.
I don't think 1 will kill it. I think putting it at 0 will kill it. But
Duh.
those are my ideas about with the list. We can go in more in depth, but that'll be later on. And again, I want to hear what you guys have to say. So guys, put stuff on there. Because I'm always looking
Comment,
for.
rate, subscribe.
No,
as the
no,
stereotypical
no, no, I don't do that.
YouTuber.
I don't do that. I just want to hear what you guys have to think, because some people are like, well, I want to hear this card and this card, and we get it all the time, and we're just like, well, we don't know, because some people are like, well, this card's too good, and this 2 cards too good, and I
Especially
have
since
people,
March is right around the corner.
and I hear people say, oh, Effect Veiler should be at 1, and I'm like, really, Effect Veiler? And they give me a reason why, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a little more explainable. If you give me an explanation, maybe we can talk it through. You guys have a good night, and that's my list predictions. See you when the list comes out. Let's see who's right.